Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and thank you Chill Duck for subscribing. You have a mic or a mice? I was checking the item shop. These lights are bothering my eyes. Ugh. Okay. I don't know. I want to buy a bundle, but I might just wait a little longer. Yeah, dude, if you want to play, it's cool. Just checking a few things here. Alright. Is it just... I'm gonna kill this animal, but it is really driving me nuts. Alright, let's see. Combat is active. I accepted it.
What's up?
Hey. Wanna play some Tilted?
Sure. I'm lagging.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah. I have 148 ping.
Oh boy.
My average is like 14. Ouch.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey.
Are you ready to die again?
Yeah, for about 30 minutes.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, I gotta head off to bed because I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, like crazy.
One second, I gotta reload.
Damn. Where are you at? Oh, I see you. Oh, you.
We're not seeing enough movement.
How dare you?
There was a delay in there. Like I shot you and then it didn't show anything and then it did.
I was thinking. Red boy! Finally. Star Wars. Bro, guys. Who's this other guy?
A new friend.
Oh, great. Here we go again.
More friends, more friends.
Yes.
No.
Just face it, I'm better. Get out of my house. Finally.
Bro.
Hurry, stop, kill him! Really?
Hey.
Hey for horses.
Bro.
No.
Yes. You want to play a game called Go Back to... Where are you? Are you behind me?
No.
Oh, there you are.
Oh my god.
You're welcome. Bro.
Oh, I just saw you. Oh.
You saw who?
Oh. Parker.
No.
He was hiding in a building, and then when I turned around and I saw him, but it was too late.
You did saw me.
It wasn't you, because you died.
Good boy.
Ah!
You suck. Get here, boy. Oh man. I told him to die to 4 damage. You want to play a game? I think you. Bro, what happened? Bro, what you did to my game?
That sucks.
Bro, who was shooting at me? Oh, that's you?
I'm
But
in the
that's you?
building.
No, not that way you. Really? Bro, good at my hiding spot.
Oh.
And how my hiding spot back?
That was mine. Finders keepers.
I'm coming. I feel I'm gonna get sniped in the head. You missed.
We're not seeing enough
didn't.
movement.
What was that? What was that laugh? Nah, bro, really something. I'm gonna kill you, Star Wars. Bro, the kid on me.
There you are. You fell into
Who,
some
me?
traps.
Who?
You. Ah! Wait, are you red or are you the... There's a...
I'm the renegade later.
Oh, you're the... Oh! Okay. I've been killing the wrong one.
Bro, what are the odds? I spawned the same place. Get him, bro, get out of here. This is my place. Star Lord, where are you?
I'm hiding.
I have a bullet that have your name on it. I think I know where you are. I won't bite.
I'm not going
Oh,
out.
I know where you. I know where you are. I can't guess where you are.
Don't be watching my video to find out.
Nah. Thank you for telling me where you are. Bro, why am I in this random house?
Get out of my house, you loser.
Who? I'm him. I'm him, right?
Oh,
My him.
you're dead. You are dead.
You dead? Who's that? I don't know him.
You're dead.
Who is that? I do not know him. Oh, you brother. Oh, I know where you are.
Alright, I'm gonna have to hop off because I gotta go to bed.
Oh man.
But I'll be on tomorrow, probably around
What time?
8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, because I gotta work.
And I was totally not looking at your screen. Where are you?
I hopped off.
Now, of course, for the CPU, we're going with the Ryzen 9800X 3D. It's the fastest gaming CPU at the moment, and it's going to give us the least amount of bottlenecking possible for our GPU. And luckily for this build, it doesn't require much cooling at all. The 7800X 3D would also be fine here, but the 9800 just goes that extra little distance. In some games, there's no difference at all. In others, there's a pretty big uplift in performance. The board that I'm using here is the MSI B650i Edge, and yeah, you're probably sick of seeing me use this over and over again, but we do actually need a board with very low profile VRM heatsinks, and this one is perfect. A lot of other ITX AM5 boards on the market are seriously overbuilt, which means I wouldn't be able to use this CPU cooler. Couple of things we need to do before we get to that though. For the SSD, I'm using a 1TB 990 Pro M.2. If I end up making this my main machine, I'll add another 4TB also for editing just on the back of the board, but for now this will be perfect as a boot drive. And then for the RAM, these are Trident Z modules, 32GB, 6400MHz CL30, and I had to remove the heat spreaders. This will 100% void your warranty, but granted you do it safely, you won't have any issues. The maximum RAM height for what we're doing here is just 33mm, so yeah, either do this or find some modules you like without any heat spreaders to begin with. The Crucial Pro modules would also work fine here. Now we are lucky that the 9800X 3D doesn't pull that much power, but I still want to run as much cooling as I can, at least within the 47mm height limit, which is all we have to work with. But for that, the Alpenphone Blackridge is an absolute monster. Takes up quite a bit of space though, and won't fit on most modern motherboards, but at just 47mm tall, this thing is a beast. It's cooled by a 92mm fan, which I swapped over to Noctua's model instead, and something else also worth doing here is adding a 2mm fan spacer between the fan and the heatsink. Because the heatsink fins are so close together on this cooler, it can actually create a really high-pitch airflow noise, so just creating a small gap for those fan blades here does improve that dramatically. I've tested this out in some previous builds and it made a massive difference. This CPU cooler though is not actually technically compatible with AM5 motherboards since it secures from the back of the board. Luckily though, there's something really cool that we can do here. First, we need to remove the CPU locking mechanism around the socket. You'll need a Torx T20H screw for this, which luckily was in my iFixit kit, and then just remove the massive socket backplate on the rear and replace it with this shorter one from Thermal Grizzly. Very cool that you can do this to make this work, but yeah, be very careful doing this because the CPU socket is completely open and can be damaged pretty easily. It's a pretty easy swap though, and now we can install our CPU and our CPU cooler. And this is where I found out I also had to remove the heatsink for our primary M.2. I usually run this integrated fan here at 0 RPM anyway, so there shouldn't be any issues with cooling. I will be the first to say though, this was a lot of work just to get our motherboard up and running. But man, is it worth it. We've ended up with such an insanely powerful and dense little package. Next up, we've got the case, and it's none other than the Formed T1. This thing will fit in most backpacks. It has an unbelievably optimized interior, and the build quality is on another level. For the most extreme ITX builds, I always find myself reaching for this one. The size, the proportions, the machining, it's just perfection. The best thing is though, is how flexible it is. You can actually adjust the clearance for your CPU and GPU on the inside. And for this build, I've actually offset the riser cable, which allows plenty of exhaust room for our GPU. The new 50 series Founders Edition cards have a really unique and super efficient way of exhausting heat straight through the heatsink. And without these offsets on the T1, you'd just be trapping hot air against the motherboard and the power supply. With this gap though, which is actually pretty generous, I'm hoping that we can make the 5090 work. You will need some additional M3 standoffs to make this work, but you can find them on Amazon pretty easily, and I'll list the specific standoff lengths that I've used here down below in the description for those interested. For the power supply, believe it or not, we now have 1000 watt, 80 plus platinum rated SFX power supplies. Not SFX-L, but the true tiny SFX form factor. Completely blows my mind. This is the new Corsair SF1000, which just came out. Their timing on releasing this was perfect. Nvidia recommends a 1000 watt power supply as the minimum to run the 5090 safely. We could probably get away with a little bit less than that since the rest of our components don't pull that much power, but no point taking any chances. It does also come with a very neat 12-pin power connector for our GPU. And then lastly, we've got the RTX 5090. Aesthetically, it's a perfect match for the Formed T1, just like the 4090 was, although this time it's a much easier fit. The 5090 drops in no problem at all thanks to it only being 2 slots in thickness, and the angled power connector also means that we don't need to use any special aftermarket custom cables. This is the stock one from the SF1000 and it works perfectly. After that, we just drop in our 2 fans and bolt those on, and the build is complete. I had to take a moment here to appreciate the density and optimization for this one. That 5090 is just framed so well in this case. But how does it perform? The first thing definitely worth mentioning is since we're using a PCIe Gen 5 GPU and motherboard, but then a Gen 4 riser cable in between, we do run into some issues. The PC booted completely fine, but then when I got to the desktop, I was getting a couple of blue screens, no games were opening, and I was getting some cursor glitching as well. All of this was fixed when I went into the BIOS and I forced the motherboard to also run at Gen 4 speeds. Then I went through, updated Windows, installed GPU drivers, enabled XMP, all of the usual stuff. It was time for the moment of truth. Can you actually run an RTX 5090 in a PC case this compact? The answer is only just. In Cyberpunk, with the 5090 pulling around 500 watts, the temps were almost at 80 degrees, with the room temperature at 23. That works out to be about a 5 to 6 degree increase over what I was seeing on an open test bench, which is about what I was expecting. But I found a way to lower the temps dramatically with basically no performance loss at all. If you open MSI Afterburner, lower the power limit on the 5090 to 75%, and then set an overclock of 250 MHz, you'll be running at far less power, but the same clock speeds as stock, with barely any performance drop at all. This forces the 5090 to run at lower voltages